Today, 161.
Of the 29th year and beyond. Well, today I wanted to talk about work-life balance.
Okay.
And I sort of wanted to cover that because I think a lot of times we get caught up in working and striving to buy things and we miss out on the balance part. I've been guilty of that myself. When I had my business, a lot of times I would be at my shop for sometimes my restaurant for 18 hours a day.
So when you say balance, you're talking about time as well as dollars?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think, I know that for young people and for a lot of people, it's trying to acquire that house and trying to have that car and, trying to do this. And I'm not saying that any of that's bad, but what I am saying is that if that takes precedent over you spending time with your spouse, later down the line, sooner than later, you're going to have some challenges.
Well, and again, it gets back to what you're attempting to do and how much that is individually as opposed to collectively.
Right.
One of the things that Gail and I have talked about is being able to discuss what's important and what's going to be in the best interest of your family, because there will be opportunities where you need to make sacrifices of time together, right, to be able to achieve or acquire what you want to acquire, what you want to be able to achieve. But that needs to be something that you jointly have agreed to. But when you kind of like just get off on your own tangent, doing something that you want to do, and you're not really taking into consideration how it's impacting your spouse and the family, then that's a different thing.
Yeah, and I guess you say off on your own tangent. What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, again, something that you all have not agreed that, okay, this is what we want to do, right? That where we understand what the sacrifices of time and dollars and all of that is up front versus like, okay, you just getting like something that you want to do. It's not been discussed, and it's not something that would be agreed upon, but but it's taking you away.
In terms of your job. In
terms of anything.
Well, I was talking about work-life balance.
Right.
So, yeah. So I mean, if you are, indeed, striving to do something together and you both agree, but even with that, if there comes a point in time where there seems like there's some disconnect or that you're growing apart because you're so vested in trying to achieve this or get this promotion or, acquire these items, then you might want to revisit that, because the reality is this. You can have all the things in the world, but if you don't have a strong relationship, if you can't sit down and enjoy one another, if you're just too tired to enjoy one, or if you're away all the time because you're working, eventually that's going to create a challenge.
Well, and we've addressed this before, how imperative it is to prioritize, because what's the real priority? Things or the relationship, right? Status or the relationship, and that's where the communication piece is yet again vital. Like you said, if things are going well, but things change, that's where you have to begin to communicate again, and come back to a place where, okay, what is it that we're attempting to do that's going to be in the best interest of us as a couple or us and our family.
Right. And, even for like military people, you understand, they're sent away and they have no options.
Yeah, deployments and such.
Yeah.
Right.
But when they come back, they can tell you that sometimes it's hard to get back into the groove of a regular life because they've been so disconnected from their family, not by choice, but because they had no options. And so with that, when you have options, sometimes you should choose them. Sometimes you should look at them. Sometimes you should discuss them.
Absolutely. So work-life balance, it is incredibly important. And if you're busy in the midst of your life and in the midst of your work, make no mistake, time will continue to tick, 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 and it will slip through your fingers as what the TV show is like sands through the glass,
yes.
like an hourglass or whatever.
Time.
Yeah. And you can't get it back. So heighten your awareness to what's really important and understanding the value of having that balance with work and life and your lovely wife.
And I say that because on any given day, that can be snatched away from you that time. And working at a cancer center, some of the hardest things I have to see is young couples where one is pushing the other one around in a wheelchair because one has cancer, and they're looking at the end of their life.
Yeah. So value the time that you have, because we don't know how long it will be
Yeah.
until tomorrow, if the Lord says the same.
Bye.